Hi, lovies. It's me. It's been a minute, but I am back. I'm excited about what the topic is this week or these next few weeks. Um, we're going to be talking about boundaries. So, I think that everybody should have some sort of boundary set up in life regarding family, regarding work, regarding just your everyday life, um, with relationships. Of course, relationships, that's one of the big ones. Even in serving, even in um, the communities, different communities and everything. So, I kind of wanted to hit on some of this stuff because I know for myself, I'm trying to actually implement new boundaries and put these boundaries in place. But before we even get into that part of it, how the framework of boundaries even how that is looking in my life, I want to kind of talk about what boundaries are, what they're for, and how they can benefit you in your life, and how they can benefit your home and the structure of your life and the flow of things. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking at some of these notes off my iPad. But yes, so I'll be looking up and down, up and down, up and down. But I'm definitely talking to y'all. I'm talking to y'all. I'm talking to myself. Because I know that when boundaries are not put in place, you tend to get offended often, but also not offended, but you tend to let things kind of spew out. And then also, when boundaries are not in place, it kind of also affects, like, there's no limit, or no, you don't put a limit on who's saying what, or how people are saying things, or what your tolerance is. Or so we need to, I think it's important in this time, for our culture, for our people, for everybody, for the things that are happening, like how you stand in this world. I think these are boundaries, are going to help us, um, just, be able to be. It's not even just about just respect. It's about respect, but it's also about how much you can, what your capacity is, and how much you're allowing other outside influences to impact your inner space. And when I say inner space, meaning like your personal relationship, even your relationship with God, all the way to the relationship with your children, your marriage, siblings, um, those good best friends that you got out there. So, yes, boundaries are important. So let's get into it. So boundaries are a clear limits that you set to protect your time, your energy, your values, and well-being, while also defining how others can treat you. Like, we can't be out here just letting people treat us any kind of way. Like, that's a no-go. I think that's very important, because when we allow these things to happen and people get comfortable in that, and they continue to do it, and if you don't say, hey, you've done this, and it's a certain way to do it, you don't have to go like full fledged, like, oh, you did this to me, you shouldn't have, da, da, da. You ain't got to get all nitty gritty with it, like, that's not necessary. Just say, listen, um I think you overstepping a little bit. You can say that. Hey, I don't appreciate your tone. Or, hey, like, is can we have a sidebar, and you hold this conversation with them? Because I mean, sidebars. I'm telling you, hey, let's step to the side. Let's hold a peaceful conversation about this. And then also that allows them to know, hey, we're not gonna do this. It's not where we're going with that. But then it also it gives space for them to kind of reflect on how they're interacting with you as well. So I'm gonna continue with boundaries. Thinking of boundaries as a personal framework. That's how we want to think of it, as a personal framework that answer two key questions: what am I responsible for, and what am I not responsible for? What boundaries really mean at their core, boundaries are not about controlling other people. They are about governing yourselves. Low, yo. Governing yourselves. Boundaries, not just to be like, stop, you can't be in my life because you did this. No, let's cover myself. Okay, I'm not gonna let you come to this point with me. I'm not gonna allow this to happen because this is my response to that. You won't get more than that from me. That's me putting myself on a limit with you. Now, do you get that opportunity to mend? Yes, to a certain extent, depending on what that mending is. We know some things can be egregious, and some things can be, they may not be so severe. So we not go get into, oh, somebody offended me to this extent. No, I'm extending grace to you, but I'm putting these boundaries here. When you're ready to come to me and talk to me, we could talk about it. And if our friendship or relationship continues to grow, then it does. I'm not about just cutting people out my life to, you know, make myself just feel like, um, I don't want to say secluded, but make myself feel good. You know what I'm saying? Because I do believe in tests and trials. I believe in relationships are meant to grow. I believe relationships are trying sometimes, and then we have to put work in those relationships. Um, you didn't just walk into your marriage. You didn't just marry somebody. Huh? Some people did, but I didn't just, I know for myself, I didn't just marry somebody. It was a relationship built. Their relationship grew. Things happened in a relationship. We chose the path that we chose to go on, and we moved forward. And when I say that, I mean like this, I'm not talking about no dramatic stuff. I'm just talking about, hey, I handle my bills this way. How do you handle your bills? Or, um, I make sure that I do things according to how they're asked to be done. How do you do those things? You know what I'm saying? So it matters in relationships because some people just might be like, I just do whatever I want to do, and they do. Some people do. Some people are that way. It's neither here nor there for me. We're going to stay on topic today, so I'm going to continue with these boundaries. Um, I kind of when I think of boundaries, I think about communication. I communicate what I will and won't tolerate. Then I talk about what I need to feel safe and respected because those are important. Yeah, I do. I do want to feel safe. I do want to feel respected. Like those are things that I think should just naturally come. I don't believe respect is earned. That's not a thing. I know it's been something that's been said down through the years, but I don't believe it. I think respect should just be respect. People should be respected, period. Like it's not, oh, you got to do something for me to respect you. No, you got to do something for me to trust you, but you ain't got to do nothing for me to respect you. Um, and then where your responsibilities end and someone else's begin, right? So I can do what I'm going to do on my end. Like I'm going to keep you in this certain space that you have a certain um you're in a certain part of my circle. Like you might not be my inner circle, you might be part of the outer circle, and I'm going to keep you in that outer circle if you're in that outer circle. If you're in that inner circle, then you're going to be in the inner circle, but you can be put into that outer circle. Don't get that twisted. The more I think, I'm gonna say the drawing with the love and drawing with action and being supportive and like I'm gonna be that. and I'm gonna control that part of me. But if you choose not to be that, that's your choice. I'm gonna say something to you. We could talk about it. If you choose to fix it, you don't. That's on you. But I'm going to continue to be who I am. I'm going to continue to support. I'm going to continue to like. It's not. Oh, you're not supporting me. I ain't come. I ain't gonna support you. Like no. How are people going to learn? How will people learn to say oh and reflect back and say, you know what, I do need to adjust. Like you got to still give people that. Like when people don't support and show up. Like I get it. Some people they just don't. And I kind of when it comes to those situations, I still choose me personally. You all have your own choice on how you handle that, but me personally, because I feel like I'm still going to leave that there for you to see how I'm still supporting you in my inner circle. Outer circle, some people, and when you get kicked to the outer circle, things sort of shift. Do I show up fully how I am? If I say I'm going to come, I'm going to come. Um, It's not going to be, oh, I got to be there. It's going to be like, oh, let me check my schedule, see if I got anything else. Like some things are like, oh, I'm gonna show up. I got to show up for these people because these are my people. And then the outer circle is like, if they ask, you know, I'm available. I'm going to check my schedule. I'm going to say, okay, yeah, I can do this. I'm going to show up. I'm going to support you. I'm going to cheer you on. But then, you know, it also that's how I'm going to respond. Now, another thing is some people talk about how other people don't show up for them, so they don't show up for others. Mm, you'll never be able to show somebody how to truly show up for you if you're not willing to extend grace to those people who are really trying to be there in your life. Um, so let's talk about the types of boundaries. Emotional boundaries. Protect your feelings and mental space. Ooh, come on now. Not taking on someone else's stress or negativity. Listen, we can't be out here being moved by what somebody say, by somebody else's emotions. And I mean, yes, we know certain things happen. And I'm gonna say this when close people say like share certain things, you know, I personally what I do is like I talk to them. I try to get a full understanding of what they dealing with. If they want some feedback, I give the feedback. They need a shoulder, you get a shoulder to cry on, lean on, whatever you need in that space. But then if it's something heavy that's like heavy on my heart, okay, nope. I can't hold that because it's going to affect my interactions with other people. And that's what I don't like. Like, I don't like when other stuff affect my interaction with other people, like other people's negative emotion. And that's the difference. I love, anyways, I love, that's one thing at present, um, that I truly don't mind being up on me. Like when you reflect that, like that's who they get to see. They get to see God. And I'm not trying to let nobody see somebody else hurt and pain. And that's not how I carry their stuff. I carry it on to the altar. That's what I do. And I'm like, Lord, like this got me feeling some kind of way. I don't like it. Let's address why I'm feeling this way. I address that. I talk to them. After I do that, I go back and get the questions I need from the person who linked on me, and so that I can have a better understanding. Because sometimes some people's stuff is weighty and it can trigger you depending on what has happened throughout the course of your life. So you got to know how to manage that. Um, And when you manage it, you don't take it and go pour it and dump it on other people. Like that's a boundary. Don't go dumping on other people. That's a no. Um, Another thing is don't yuck my yum. Listen, if I like my food this way, don't be like, oh, no, excuse you. Enjoy your meal. I'm going to enjoy mine. If I have fish sticks, which I'm not, I don't eat fish sticks, but I ain't had fish sticks in a minute, but fish sticks, they used to be fire back in the day. Anyways, um, neither here nor there. Back to boundaries. Physical boundaries protect your personal space and body. Listen, yo, don't touch me. When I was pregnant, I was like, no, don't touch my bump. It's my bump. Mm-mm. You can ask me. Don't just reach in and no. It's consent is a real thing. We'll say it that way. So protect your personal space. I don't care if you touching somebody else's hair, like not that it's a pet peeve because it's not. It's just like it's also like if it's a piece of lint on my shoulder, on my shirt. Like don't come just pick it off like, hey, you got something on your shirt. Can I get it off for you? Thank you. Oh, hey, your tag's sticking out. Can I tuck it in for you? Yes, thank you. Like, where's the consent, people? Like, you don't just reach into, like, you don't know, like, because what if you reach in and the person just happened to see you out the peripheral, and next thing you know, like, bop, you get a backslap. Like, we ain't trying to do that. Nobody don't want to get backslap for no. I was just trying to, no. And sometimes I don't even say I was just trying to. It just turned into a full fledged fight when you was trying to help somebody out. Words, people, communication. They go back communication. You got to say, hey, you got this. Can I help you? Let me get that. You know what I'm saying? Do you mind if I help you with this? Nope, I don't mind. But you just don't walk up and put your hand in a person's head. Oh, your hair is cute. Thank you. Do you need to feel the texture? Because honestly, you can see the texture. Do you have to know how it feels? You don't. Keep your hands out of my baby head. Anyways, um, I'm sorry, y'all. Forgive me. That's funny. I'm sorry. I just don't like when people keep doing certain stuff. So next thing we're going to is time boundaries. Protect your time. Say no to things that drain you or do not align with your priorities. Listen, that Bible says, say yay or nay. It's a yes or a no. If you can't do it, you can't do it. If you can do it, you can. That's what the point of asking is. You can't just automatically think people go do it. If you don't, you can't. You're asking. And you know what? When you ask me, I'm gonna be like, and there's a form of hesitation, like, that I'm gonna say, hey, if you're not able to do it, just let me know. I'll have to find a different way. That's all it is to it. Yay, yay, nay, nay. Anyways, um, mental boundaries. Protect your thoughts. Protect your thoughts. Protect your thoughts. Cast them down. Cast them down. Keep them at bay. Keep them at bay. Anyways, yes, protect your thoughts, respecting differences without feeling pressured to agree as well. Like, that's important. You ain't got to agree just because they said it. You can be like, nah, I don't agree with you. Oh, I get what you're saying. I heard what you're saying. Well, that's not how I feel about it. Like, you could take these lines, use these. It don't have to come out into some big old spat. Oh, okay. You know what? Like, I like to say, um, when I'm holding conversation with people, and sometimes in conversation, I think that it gets like, I don't know why it's that way, but it's kind of, I guess they're not listening. Like, you can be agreeing with them. So if I'm agreeing with a person, I would like, I agree. Now I start saying I agree at the beginning. And I think this, that. Because I agree with what you're saying. I just want to add a little more to what you're saying. Because I'm not disagreeing. I agree, but I'm adding more to what you're saying. So sometimes some people don't agree, and that's fine. Oh no, I don't agree with that. If we in a person, it goes again. Inner circle people get a different kind of sort of response. Their response is, "Hey, nah, I hear you, sis, but nah, mm-mm, nah, I don't think so." Then, like, and then it also depends on who the audience is. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we have to be mindful. Like, let's be mindful. We can't just be out here just blurting and saying, like, sometimes, we get caught up in conversation. That's cool. I like a good conversation. We get caught up in conversation, and we get like, me and my friend, we were talking about some things in the Bible and all the stuff like that, and just talking about God, relationships, and all this stuff, like the relationship with God and all this stuff like that. And it was a very good conversation. Just hearing different sides of the spectrum. Like, we grew up in different churches. She grew up in a different state. I grew up in a different state. Like, the culture of the church life, from, like, I think it's different, especially when you go to a Christian church, or you go to you're a Christian, but you can grow up as non-denomination. Some people just, they a Christian and they grow up Kojic. Like, that matters. These things, like, it plays a role. Not It plays a role in just conversation and dialogue with people, and just holding these conversations, and what some people, what they stand on. It lets you know them and get to know them more, and, like, the conversation also opens up a little more depth to how you get to know people. And so let's wrap this up with one more thing, because we already talked about it. Spiritual boundaries protect your values, faith, and convictions. Choosing environments and conversations that align with your belief, right? So you don't want to be out here just, like, arguing with somebody about their faith and you know nothing about it. Like, I know nothing about you being Hindu. Like, I know some of the things, a few things, you know, but who am I to come and tell you? Let me not say that. Who am I? I'm gonna say it this way. Who am I to just come in? Because I think when it comes to beliefs, I think that when it comes to beliefs, I'm gonna stand on my truth. Now, if we open for conversation, and you want to, and the opportunity arises for me to minister to you, am I gonna minister? Praise Jesus, yes I am. I'm gonna let the Lord use me as He has. But I'm not gonna come in here and just try to tear down your belief in your religious system. First of all, it's so much that come with that. You have to understand, like, first of all, the person is what matters. The person is what matters. Like, God loves all of us. And we need to make sure that we're not putting a person in a space and tearing them down to the point where I'm being extreme, where they decide to take their life, or where they go into some full-fledged depression because we you weren't mindful of your tongue. I think that matters. So let's, like, think about the conversation that's about to happen. Like, if you know it's about to, like, the conversation that the person not being receptive to what you're saying, okay, yeah, let's not talk about that. Hey, let's talk about something completely different, girl. Where you get your shoes from? Huh? I like the material of your outfit. What? Like, we could change that. It don't even have to go into, like, just outer appearance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could still ask people how they feel. How is their mom? How's life going for them? You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't always have to be like, I know what I stand on. I know my beliefs. I'm not gonna argue with you about my personal belief and faith and my convictions that whatever I deal with, like, and I know that's what you gotta know. You gotta know who to talk to about these things. You got to know who you can confide in about certain situations. Like you can't confide in everybody. You cannot confide in everybody. So yes, inner circle, and then you got the inner circle, right? And that inner circle get that real. Like they get that. Well, I feel this, but da da da. And in that inner circle, they get to be real with you too. And that's the thing. I love an inner circle. I love it because the conversation is almost no limit on the conversation. They really get to know what type of person you truly are. They get to kind of sort of know more of the wrestles and the tugs on your heart. And the truth, like the inner circle, not the inner circle, the inner circle. The inner circle get, they get a little bit, yeah, they get a little bit. But man, what your inner circle get? How do you interact with your people? Who is in your outer circle? Um, what your mental boundaries look like with them? What do your time boundaries look like with them? What does your physical boundaries look like with them? Your emotional boundaries look like with them? Huh? Because everybody don't get all of that. Because you can't get what my husband get. Emotionally, time wise, mental wise, like spiritual wise, you don't get all that. No, no. Certain relationships get certain things. And so we got to have boundaries on these things. Yeah. Like we know boundaries are not selfish, they're not about pushing people away and not about punishment or control. Healthy boundaries actually strengthen relationships because they create clarity, respect, and consistency. And we want it to be consistent as possible so we can do other things that need to be done in our life. Like we know things come and we know they got to be handled a certain way. So um, I'm not talking to just I talk to myself. So this is for me. Corinthia, get it. Let's set these boundaries. Corinthia, let's get this stuff in order. Like, because it's important. Um, and again, I go back to that spewing. I don't like to spew. So this is just the first part. I'm excited about the next part. Like how we can implement these things, how we can establish it and make these like we should have the what our core boundaries look like, how our relationship, like just that breakdown of what it is. I'm excited about these next few conversations. So expect that to come with these boundaries. Lovies, keep yourself safe, keep yourself healthy. Like it's important. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. I hope y'all excited about boundaries as well and what that look like and how they reflect in your life. Because I believe that what I'm giving is precious. And I don't want people to just be like, I don't when I give what I'm giving, I don't expect because they're asking. Most people like you if they not asking y'all, listen, if they not asking sometimes, mind your business. Mind your business. It's important. Mind your business. Listen, you find yourself in bad certain situations and certain ways where certain areas where you should have not been even talking about, looking at in that space. Like we gotta mind our own business sometimes, y'all. It's important because when you don't, next thing you know, bam, what happened? Girl, they was all over in my business. They shouldn't have said this. They overstepped. And you got broken relationships because you didn't mind your business. And we're not doing that. We're trying to mend stuff over here. Boundaries help you mend these things. Boundaries help you move forward in these places. So like I said, I look forward to getting into it a little more because I get to share with y'all a few little personal things. So yeah, um, I got this time, y'all. Listen, I've been looking at the camera. Boop, 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 boop. I'm excited. But yeah, y'all have a good one. Love you. Love yous.